If you are in your 50s or 60s and you are approaching retirement, imagine getting the opportunity to ask many different couples who have walked that path before you what they did and what they maybe would have done differently. Well, that's why I am here today and I've made this video. My name is Dylan Martin. I'm a certified financial planner with Stewardship Investments, and my team has had countless conversations with retirees, and we've heard some different things over and over on things that they wish they would have done differently before making that transition into retirement. Hopefully, you are only going to retire once. So it's a big life transition, and you want to make sure that you are doing what is wise and thoughtful in order to make that transition and ensure that you're going to live a fulfilling life going into retirement. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 of the most common retirement regrets and what you can do to avoid them to make sure that your transition into retirement is as great as it can be and should be. So what is the most common thing that we hear? It's that, man, I really wish that I would have started sooner. Whether that's investing, doing your planning, or even working with a financial advisor. Of course, at this point, if you're in your 50s or 60s approaching retirement, there's nothing you can do about the investing piece. Of course, you can catch up, be saving well now. But as far as planning and working with an advisor, I have not come across a retiree yet that myself or my team is working with who doesn't wish that they would have started that process sooner. And the big reason there is once you have a plan in place, once you have worked with someone and you're talking through all the different variables, it brings a huge peace of mind. Knowing what is to come, knowing that you have accounted for as much as you can and that things look good going forward gives you confidence. And the quicker that you start that process, of course, means the quicker that you can get rid of any anxiety and fear that comes along with the ambiguity that predates having a plan in place. The second and third regret that we hear often from retirees is that they wish that they would have saved more money into their Roth accounts and into their non-qualified or taxable brokerage accounts instead of investing just in their 401k and pre-tax IRAs. And why is that? Well, that Roth and that brokerage account gives you much more flexibility when it comes to your income and tax planning once you get into retirement. It has felt really good throughout your whole life to take those tax deferrals by making those contributions to the pre-tax accounts, but now you've kicked that tax can just down the road, and you eventually are in a place where you have to take those taxes. And of course, that's not the end of the world. If you've done a great job saving, you have a lot of money in a pre-tax account, there are ways to create flexibility and to do some planning around that. But having been intentional about maybe diversifying where you are investing from a tax perspective in different types of accounts that are taxed differently, the brokerage account, the Roth, the pre-tax accounts, you set yourself up for some greater flexibility. One way that this plays out is if you're looking to retire before 65 and you have to pay for health insurance. Well, right now, if you have a lower taxable income, you can get more credits from the government to help subsidize your health insurance costs. And if you're needing to take all the money from a pre-tax account, all of that money is going to be taxable to you as income, causing your health insurance premiums to possibly be higher than if you were taking from a brokerage account or especially from your Roth. So that's just one example of where being intentional with where you're putting that money can help save you some money down the road. And above all, having that money spread out in different types of accounts gives you just a ton of flexibility. You don't have to be worried about what your tax picture is going to be because you have different places to pull money from. And the number one thing I love for the retirees that I'm working with is to have flexibility. The fourth regret that retirees that we are working with typically have, and this ties into what I was saying earlier, but just breaking it down a little bit farther, is yes, having a financial plan or working with an advisor, but actually just having a written out financial plan. So having the goalposts and having the ways to get to where you want to go just actually written out or accounted for. And some different questions that your financial plan should be answering: when can you retire? How much income are you going to have, and where's that income going to be coming from? How will my investments be invested, allocated, and how are those going to be working for me and factored into the income situation? What is my plan for healthcare? And then what is my plan for my estate? What is going to happen with all of my assets and resources once my spouse and I pass away? These are all different layers to a financial plan that should be written out so that you have confidence and know exactly what you need to be doing to make sure that your house is in order going into and living in retirement. And like I said earlier, the quicker that you have clarity, the quicker that you have peace of mind. The longer that you kick it down the road of sitting in that ambiguity of maybe I should do this, what if I did that, the longer those questions go unanswered, the longer that you breed anxiety and doubt. And peace comes from clarity, which I have found often comes from having a written plan. And then retirement isn't one size fits all. Of course, we sort of all know this intuitively. We are all different people, had different jobs, we've saved different amounts, we live in different places. So because of that, the fifth regret that I often see with retirees is relying too heavily on rules of thumb to build on for their retirement planning. Some of these different rules of thumb are the 4% rule, the 25x rule. Those are different rules that help you to give a loose framework around how much you should be spending in retirement or how much you need to have saved for retirement in order to spend a certain amount. Different rules like the 100 minus your age rule that helps to give you just a base understanding of how your investments should be broken down between stocks and bonds. I'm not going to go too much into these different rules of thumb. I've made a previous video walking through how these different rules of thumb work and why you shouldn't rely upon them for your retirement planning. So the link to that video will be below in the comments. But just to nail down on this, your retirement is specific to your situation, your goals, and because of that, you should have a specific and tailored plan that lets you know how much income you can be taking, where that income is going to be coming from, how much you need to have invested, how those investments should be allocated. All these different things are going to be specific to you. You can't rely upon a rule of thumb, or that could lead to problems down the road. Last regret here that I wanted to touch on, and this is a big one and one that I'm really passionate about, is people don't feel like they're able to be generous until they maybe have a certain level of wealth or a certain amount of money. So they wait to give money to others or to help out friends and family the way they would really deep down like to, because they don't feel like they have enough money to do so. And maybe sometimes that is the case, but more often than not, we really do actually have that margin to be able to be generous. And there is no greater joy in life that comes from being able to be generous and to give to others. It's a very fulfilling piece of life, giving our money, giving our time. Nothing, again, is just going to give us the same fulfillment as that. So putting your retirement or maybe your nest egg number, how much you're investing, really on a pedestal, thinking that that should really more so dictate your ability to be giving, is a mistake that I hear a lot of people making. And this is a mistake that I've even made myself. I think that I can't give as much as I would really like to because I need to be investing in my family and for my future. But the ROI, the return on investment that we get from giving, is astronomical. So I would encourage you to not wait, but to just be looking for opportunities where you can be generous. So these are different regrets that, again, myself and my team have heard from many different retirees who have transitioned into retirement. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you would like to walk through your retirement planning so that you can have someone walk alongside you and speak into your situation to also help avoid any of these regrets, I'd be happy to help walk through that with you. You can schedule a free retirement planning call with myself by clicking the link down in the description below. And then also, if you're not necessarily looking to walk through your situation, but you are curious to see if you are on track for retirement or not, you can click on the link below to our website, take our quick 2-minute retirement quiz, and see if you are on track for retirement. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week. Take care.